Hi, we're going to do a little something different today. We're going to create kind of a little toy, but the demonstration is to show how you can create dynamic objects and connect them to events at runtime. So let's get started, shall we? Start up Lasarus here. We're in a new project, so if we go over here and see F12, we can take a look at that's our current form, which is fine just the way it is. First thing we're going to do is we're going to plunk a timer on it, because I'm going to be doing some timed things here. And the timer is found in the System tab, I think. Yeah. So you click the timer, and then you click on the form, and there's our timer. Okay. It's easy enough. Now let's go look at our source code, F12. And you can see we've now got a timer on our form, T1, timer T1. And at this point, we're going to take our form at creation time. At form creation time, we're going to size our form to the right size that we want. So I can come over here with a T form to events. That's it for the timer. Okay, we got to click T form, and then what we want to do is on form create, I believe. I think it's on form create. Yeah. Take a little look here. Yep, form create. So we want on create right here. Double click this, and that created the form create event for us for the form. And what we're going to do here is we're going to set the form height and width at this point. And we're going to specifically make it we're going to make the height and the width the same. So we'll pick HEI. There we go. That's it right there. We're going to make it 504. Okay. And we're going to make the form width width. There it is. We're going to make it the same, 504. What we're going to do on this form is we're going to put 100 panels on the form, and it's going to be a row. Each row is going to have 10 columns, so it'll be a total of 100 cells. And we're going to number each cell and display it in the caption of the panel. And initially all the panels will be black. And what we're going to do is we're going to randomly change the colors of the panels. So, and then we're going to connect each panel to an on-click event. And when you click it, we'll have it do something. So I think that's a good demonstration of how you can dynamically do things on a form. All right. So here we are. We're in our form create event. This is where a lot of things happen. So let's go down here. We've just set the form. As you know, Pascal's case insensitive, but I like to keep my names of things properly capitalized so it doesn't get confusing later on. I get confused enough as it is. So now we're going to create that array of panels. That's the next step here. And I want to just count from 1 to 100. How do you create an array of panels by counting 1 to 100? Well, that's what we're going to attempt to do here. So I'm going to do a, so I got to go up here and tell this thing that I have a variable that's called an integer here, I, variable list, I, okay, and that's an integer, right? Right. Okay. Did the form sizing. Next step. We're going to have a, we're going to set I initially equal to 0. Then we're going to start a while loop up. So we're going to say while, oops, while I think I'm pressing the wrong thing. While I, yeah, I got the caps lock key locked, is less than 100. Okay, so we're going from 0 to 99. That's 100 steps. Okay, while that's true, do this. Do begin. All right. And what are we going to do? Well, we're going to start creating panels. So we're going to say panel. Oh, I've got to describe a panel array somewhere, don't I? Yeah, I got to describe the panel array. So I guess I can do that where I can do that in the main section here. That's what is that in implementation? Yeah. In implementation. No, before implementation. So it's a global variable outside of the implementation. So I can do it right here. Right here. I can say panel and that's I want that to be a capital P, and I want that to be an array. Oops, array, and it's going to go from 0 to 99. It's going to be a square bracket. And that's of type T panel. Okay. Got to have that. Alrighty. I think that takes care of that little thing. Alright, now we're back to the main program setting up the actually creating the panels at this point. So now we have that array of panels that we just defined up here, and now we're going to actually create them dynamically. So we're going to say panel sub I, right? The first, so it's going to go from 0 to 99, and we're going to do a T panel create. T panel, and it's a create. Now, what's the parent? The owner. The owner is form 1, right? So inside, oops, here we go, inside parentheses, we give it the owner. The owner is form 1. Okay? Now we've just created a panel. Now we're giving the panel a height and a width. And it's for the whatever panel we're working on, panel I. And now that's going to be set equal. And I'm going to just establish it at 50 pixels. Okay, and that's the height. So that's the height. Right. And now we're going to do the same. Oops. We're going to do the same. We're going to do the same for the width, and it's going to be the same size. They're going to be square. So this is width. Oops, I keep hitting the wrong thing here. Yeah, Butterfingers. Okay, there's the width. Now we have to position it. So where's the left going to be? We're going to have to write a little equation that calculates where the left is. The left corner of this panel, right? Where is that going to be? So we have to use I to calculate that. So what we'll do is we'll take, I starts off at 0, right? So we have I times 50. So in other words, this first, so I will go from 0 to 99. That will get multiplied by 50. So the first panel, its left corner, will be at 0. Now, but then we're going to subtract, and what we're going to do here is we're going to divide I by 10. So we have I, you have to use div when you divide integers, divided by 10. Well, 0 divided by 10 is what? 0. And we're going to take that times 500. So 0 times 500 is still 0, isn't it? All right. So I times 50 is 0 minus I divided by 10 times 500 is, that's 0. So when I becomes 1, the left side will become 50. And I divided by 10 is still 0 times 500, still 0. So we don't subtract anything. So now that will march the left corner over to the right 50 pixels. That will happen until we get up to I equals 10. So at I equals 10, the left corner of the panel will be at, I'm sorry, at 9, the left corner of the panel will be at 450. And 9 divided by 10 is still 0 times 500 is 0. So the left corner will be at 450 when we reach 9. When we reach 10, I times 50 is 500. I divided by 10 is 1. 1 times 500 is 500. So we will have 500 minus 500. That will put the left corner back at 0 again. See how that works? So as it counts up from 0 to 100, it will move the left corner of all those panels to the right by 50 pixels. And each time it gets up to 10 cells, it will shift the left corner of the next panel down back to 0 again. Now we got to do the top. So we have panel I is equal to, this is the top of the panels. I didn't want to do that, did I? Butterfingers. Okay. All right. Now this calculation is a bit simpler. It's just I divided by 10. 10. Okay. And then it's times 50. Why did I put 20 in there? Times 50. So I think you can see how this works. So I goes from 1 to 100. So when you reach 9, you're at the end of the first row. When I becomes 10, that's supposed to be I, not 1. So when I reaches 10, then this is 1 times 50, so it will move down the next row. And each time you get up, each time you reach a decade, so it goes 10, 20, 30, then it will go 1, 2, 3, and that will be times 50. So it will be going, the first row is 0, the second row is 50, the next row is 100, the next row after that's 150. So that's the top corner. So we should end up with a grid now that is 10 by 10. All right. Well, now let's set the color of that thing. So the panel color. Well, we got to tell it the parent as well. The panel has a parent, right? And so we need to tell it the parent. Here we go. And that's going to be equal to what? Well, it's form 1. That's what it is. Alternatively, you can say self. I find self kind of confusing. So I prefer to just tell it that it is form 1. Okay, initially we're going to set each of these panels. We're going to set each of them to a color. The color is going to be black initially. Like that. And just happens that black is given a it's given a constant called CLBLK, I believe. BLACK. Okay. And here is where we're going to give it here's where we're going to give it its caption. Oh brother, I got that shift key locked again. Yeah. And here's where we give it the caption. Like this. And the caption is going to be, we're going to take the integer we're currently working with and just put it in there as text. So it will be int to text, and then we'll give it, we want these to be numbered, not 0 to 99. That I want it to go from 1 to 100. So I'm just going to call it I plus 1. Okay. Oops. I plus 1. So when I is 0, it will be 1, and when it gets to 99, it will be 100. Alrighty. Now we've got to hook up, we're going to hook up the click event. So we're going to do panel I, and we're going to say on click. And now we're going to hook up the click event, which we haven't even done yet. We haven't written it yet. This is going to be my panel click. So we'll go, it's a pointer to it. So it's going to be set equal to a pointer to my panel click. Oops. Oops. Like that. Okay. All right. Now we'll set that little panel that we've just created to visible. So we'll make it visible now. And that's dot, the property is visible. Okay, and we just set that to, oops, we set that to true. That. And then not only do we make it visible, we have to actually show it. So at this point we say there we go. So the next step is we increment I and we go for another increment I. Oops. Why butterfingers? Okay, we increment I. And that's the end of the loop. All right, let's see what we've got accomplished here so far. We've sized the form. We've looped 100 times. We've created 100 panels in rows of 10 columns, 10 rows. Each panel starts off black. It has a legend in it, which is the number of the panel that we created, 1 through 100. Okay. Let's see. The form's got this procedure. We need a procedure. It's going to be my panel click. We referenced a procedure, and now we have to actually define it within the form. So we got to come back up here, and let's see. Yeah, up here where we've got a form create and we've got a timer. So we've got to add a procedure here, and it's going to be my panel click. That's it. And it's going to have a sender, And you'll see how this works here. And the sender is a T object. Just like that. Okay. And I better, I don't want that to be a capital E. It's kind of, okay. Now, what are we going to do? We need our timer event, don't we? We've got a timer. And we need the on timer event. So I just come over here and click on that box. There it is. Now we have a timer event. Oh boy. What are we going to do during the timer event? Let's see. Well, we're going to need some variables. What I'm going to do is each time the timer clicks, it's going to randomly choose a square, a panel, and it's going to change its color. So we need the we're going to need some we're going to need a constant color and color. I'll call it I color. It's an integer. I color. It's an array. And it's 0 to 5. Of integer. And we're going to set that to colors. And the first color is going to be black, which is what they start off as. And then the next, what did I put? I put a curly brace in. It's supposed to be a parenthesis. Okay. And the next color is going to be blue. And then we're going to have green. Oops. Like that. All right. And then I'm going to put in yellow. And then I'm going to have red. And then I'm going to have white. Oops. And that's all the colors. I mean, you could add more, and you have to do a little something differently in the random part, but you can have it do other colors, of course, if you want to. I think 6 colors is enough. All right, and now we're going to have variables. Oops, variables. And the first variable is going to be the random square. Will be random square. And what type is that? It's integer. Okay. Like that. Then we're going to have random color. And that's also an integer. It's just an index to that array of colors. So we've got that. And we're going to have a variable I. Just within the scope of this procedure. And it's an integer as well. All right. So, what are we going to do in here? We're going to randomly pick a panel. Oops. Okay. Randomly pick a panel. Randomly pick a panel. Okay. And then we're going to change its color. So it's and change its color. Okay, what else are we going to do? Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to shut the timer will have been turned on. So the first thing we're going to do is shut the timer off. I hit that crazy shift key, cap lock key again. I don't know why I keep doing that. Butterfingers, that's why. And I still did it. Yeah. Like this. Timer 1 enabled. And that's going to be is equal false. Like that. All right. Like this. Alrighty. So we've disabled the timer. And now we're going to I'm going to execute a loop here, a for loop. And I'm going to have I go from 1 to 20. I'm going to change 20 squares, one right after the other. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to say the random square is equal to, now we're going to do a random number, right? So we're going to use a random number generator. And we're going to pass it 100. So it will generate a number between 0 and 99. Okay. And then I'm going to generate a random color. And that's going to be between 0 and 5. So that will be random. And the number will be between, so that'll be 6. I'll pass it 6, right? So that will give me a number between 0 and 5. Gosh, Butterfinger's bad today. There we go. And so now I'm going to take those, I'm going to take all that, and I'm going to say panel, and so it's going to be the R square, right? It's going to pick the panel to change the color. Right, so like that. And so I picked the panel on changing its color. And I'm going to set that equal to, and we made that array called eye color, right? Is that called eye color? I think it was called eye color. Where did I put that? Oh, it's right here. I'm looking at it. Yeah, eye color. So eye color is like that, and it's our color. So that's going to choose which of those colors to set the panel to. And that's when that's done with that loop, that's the end of that loop. Then it's going to re-enable the timer. Like that. Yeah, that's not what I want to do. I want to hit tab key. Like that. And then that's the end of this procedure. Like that. Alrighty, that's the end of that procedure. So we did form create and that. I think, do we have everything we need here? Oh, I didn't do the procedure my panel click. So when my panel gets clicked, we're going to do the onClick event. All right. So we've got procedure T form 1 my panel click. Keep wanting to hit the space bar. All right, and that's got sender and it's of type object, like that. And alrighty, it's a pretty simple procedure. So I'm going to begin the procedure, and there's an end. And what does this do? We're just going to when you click the specific panel, what it'll do is it's just going to output a message. It's going to do a show message, and it's just going to say what you clicked. So it's going to say clicked panel and then the panel number, right? So how do we get the panel number? You know, it is, we're using the sender object that is returned. So we're going to say sender as a T panel. So we're going to treat that as it's a T panel. Right? Dot caption. In other words, treat that sender as a T panel, and since it's a T panel, we want the caption. That's what that says. So it will put a little message up on the screen that says click to T panel and then the panel number. Alright, it's pretty straightforward. I think this is everything that we need. I think we're all done. Well, what the hell? I put it down below. I had started it up here, and it's down below now. I put it at the end of everything. I guess that's going to be okay. It's defined here, so it shouldn't have any problem. It's defined before it's used, where it's used right here. I think we're going to be okay with that. All right. Now, what's the name of this project? I guess I need to save it. So, where are we saving it to? Yeah, let's just create a little folder here. Let's call it rand square. Alright, and this is the name of the project's going to be rand square. Alright, and the unit is U. square. Yeah, that's it. Alrighty. Well, I guess we can compile and see if this is going to work. Can do that by pressing F, Shift F, Control F9, I guess. I'm just going to click it since I'm already here. Oh well, what do we got here? I didn't put the opening bracket in. Okay, so you save that. And let's try compiling. And I did it several times, didn't I? There we go. And let's just try compiling, save it, and try compiling again. Let's see, it says panel 1 caption equals int to text this. It says the identifier int to text not found. I thought that was the function that did that. No? Oh, it's maybe it's just txt. I don't know. We'll see. Huh. Well, when in doubt, go on the internet and find out why. Come on, Brave. Flash in there. Let's see, FPC, convert integer to text. Okay. Oh, it's int to string, int to stir. That's why. That's why. That's why it's not working. There we go. It's not int to text, it's int to stir. That'll fix it. Yeah, I goofed that up. That's supposed to be show, not visible show. And let's see if that fixed it. R square. That's supposed to be do begin, isn't it? I think that's got something to do with it right there. Okay. Let's try this again, huh? Save everything. Keyform. And it's saying error, method identifier expected. Well, I put my panel click in twice here. That's not right. Okay, fix that. Finally, we got the green bar. So I should be able to run this and something should happen. Yes, you're running my application with a debugger. Fine. Well, there it is. It's running. Let's speed it up a little bit, okay? Let's see here. The timer is running at what speed? That's running. Let's make that. That's 1 second. 1,000 milliseconds. I think we should be able to crank that speed up to about 50 milliseconds. That'll make it look quite a bit better. Save that. Let's also have the let's have the form displayed in the middle of the it's currently positioned as a design, but I'm going to have that go to desktop center. Okay, save those changes. Let's run it now, see what happens. That looks a lot better, doesn't it, guys? So now if I click on one of these squares, let's click on square 46. Clicked panel 46. Do you see that? Right there. I can click any square. I just clicked on panel 70. Okay. So it shows that we were able to hook up an event to a dynamically created object in our window. So now you've seen you can create anything dynamically, and you can then connect an event handler up to it. Well, I guess that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you like watching me model my way through code, or you think that what I've shown you today is of value, please give me a like, and if you'd like to see more of it, please subscribe. I can use all the subscribers I can get. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.